Yeah, no, it's a DJI Osmo.
Alright.
Are you filming?
Yes.
Good to see all of you. Alright, so where do I start? So pickleball, wow. The journey started, I think, probably about, when did we start planning this? About a year ago. About a year ago? Yeah. I kind of suggest that maybe that pickleball be a sport that we try out. And then I thought, well, I don't know if there's going to be a lot of traction. At that time I was playing a fair bit of pickleball, and I figured being a new sport, it might be quite nice to try out. You know, particularly back in our motherland where paddle made its debut, and seeing how successful that was for Easter and how it's really caught on, I thought perhaps something like pickleball would actually work for us. So for those of you who don't know the sport, it's a very similar game. It's a racket sport that's very similar to tennis in the way that it's, you know, the game style. But it's also got elements of table tennis and badminton as well. And it's played on this, you know, a court size the same as a badminton court. Now, the one thing that's really interesting about pickleball is that it's really picked up globally. So in North America and Canada and the US, it is the fastest growing sport there, which is just absolutely amazing. And here in Australia, it's really growing. I think the likes of paddle aren't as popular, but pickleball, for some strange reason, has just really cottoned on to Aussies here. Now the interesting thing is, after we initially, when we first floated the idea, there were a few sort of shaking heads and a few laughs and sort of giggles, and I thought that we might be lucky if I called in some of my tennis mates to round up at least 16 players. But after floating the Raisley tickets, within about 3 or 4 days we'd sold out actually the whole allocation. And then we actually had to extend more tickets, so we had a waiting list, and then eventually we created this kind of social game that we all played the second part of today. But hopefully those of you that were there, you had fun, and and hopefully you'll come back for next year. So the challenge now is to see if we can actually grow it, right? Because 48 players today was quite a mammoth achievement. But to get any more players than that becomes quite logistically challenging. But I think we're confident, we've got the blueprints, but it wasn't without a lot of help from people. So I just want to acknowledge those people very quickly. So first up, Joe and Linda Sonke, who helped with player coordination and coaching and setup. Joe and Linda, stand up and take a bow. My better half, Colleen, for all the admin help and running around and forcing me to stand up, take a bow. DJ Skylar, my daughter, for supplying all the music on the day. So those lovely tunes that you heard, that was all her. Well done, Skylar. Lawrence Fong, I don't think he's here tonight, is Lawrence? Yep, okay, and Nick Blow, stand up, for helping with the scoring. Thanks, guys. And then just a whole bunch of helpers in terms of general setup. So Leanne and Norman Pond, Janita and Paul Simmons, Vernon and Brenda Leung, stand up, guys. And my son Tristan. So yeah, thank you guys. You really helped today, and you made lots of hard work, very light work at the end. So I just want to now announce the winners of the grand final. So basically what we had was a morning comp that involved 32 players, basically doing a 4-player round robin. So basically each player would play with every other player in their group of 4, and essentially the winner with the most number of wins and net for win against points would then go through to round 2, and then from round 2 we had 8 players, and then from those 8 players it whittled down to 4. So in the final eventually we had who do we have? Marvin Lowe and Kaloran Long as runners up. So big hand for the 2 of them. Guys, stand up and take it down. Now, commiserations to Patrick Lowe, who was actually in the final, but had gone home for an ice bath. And we were urgently, frantically trying to get Patrick to turn up to play in the final, but of course, he'd already been long gone by then, and that's where Kaloran had stepped in. Alright, and finally our winners, and I think only one of them is here actually. So we had finally Wesley Loy and Carl Wilson as the winners. So unfortunately, Carl, you can come up and shake hands. Wesley was supposed to bring the trophy back, but unfortunately, no go. Yep, let's get a photo.
Speech.
No, so we want to. So Carl has to give a victory speech. So the cousins had said that you've got to give a victory speech on behalf of you and Wes. Go.
Just thanks, Mike, for organising this great competition.
Good,
thanks for
Dad.
everyone else who participated. Cheers.
Good job. Alright guys, so hopefully you all got a taste of pickleball today. If you didn't play, hopefully you saw that it was quite a lot of fun. So if you are interested, definitely get your name down next year. All ages are welcome, as you saw. Well, when I say all ages, I think we were trying to keep it to tweens and upward. So basically, if you are interested to play, then also get in touch as well, because I think in the coming months we may set up a bit more of a social gathering, right? So I think since we've seen the demand for pickleball, I think that's given us encouragement that we could get this kind of going on a social basis, right? All right, so that's it from me. So thank you very much to Dean again and the organising committee at Friends of Hong Ling. You guys have done a stunning job of coordinating us all. But once again, thank you to all that supported today, and I hope to see you again next year. Thank you.
Good job, Dad.
Great, thanks, Mark. That's really, really great.